It's gonna do it right. What's up, everybody?
Hey, what is good? Damon, my brother, how are you?
Man, suffering just like you are in this dang heat.
Yeah, it's hot everywhere, apparently.
It's crazy, man. I mean, welcome summer. Welcome summer. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, I'll be glad when it warms up. Now they crying they want it cold again.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere is like, okay, that's
Yeah,
enough heat.
that's enough.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, Massole, Adventures. What's up, everybody? Before we get started, welcome to another Foodie Show, our weekly live Sunday show here on the Dude Network. We talk about food and all other craziness that enters our brain. This show is brought to you by Garage Beer flavored beer. And there is also a lime that is delicious. The reports keep bringing in. Hey! And I'm empty because UPS is Nazis.
Yeah.
But check it out.
I mean, yeah.
You know, on what am I trying to say here?
Oh, no,
Spotify. You
yeah.
catch all these on Spotify.
Okay.
Spotify has the video podcast now, so you can watch it just like you're watching here, or wherever else you get your Dude Network. If you miss Dudes After Dark on Friday, we had Funny Man Poopy Turds McGee.
Yes.
Funny man, doing a lot
Real
of good
fun.
work for veterans too. So go back and watch that one. But we are not here for a Friday night show. We're here for an epic show tonight.
That's right.
The guy we have tonight, I almost said it, but it would have given the name away too early. the shenanigans, funny little sketches,
Yes.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, a true meaning to being an influencer on social media.
Yeah, yes, and he's closer to where you are, right, Damon?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's out of North Carolina.
That's right. Yeah, north. So without further ado, hey, look, we may be starting another TDN state war here. Owen Quirk from We Bit Quirky Barbecue.
Hey, thanks for having me
What's
on.
up? Yeah, man, appreciate you coming.
Yeah. Cheers.
How you doing, man? How's your weekend going? Well, how was the weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty good. You know, it went by too quick as always.
Yeah.
Did some cooking yesterday, and today I've just been kind of hiding from the heat all day.
Preach.
Yeah.
How hot is it over there?
I don't know how hot it got, but I think it was supposed to get like upper 90s, close to 100, but I didn't really ever check it.
You guys got bad humidity there too?
Yeah, it's like a swamp, man. It's
yeah.
It's like walking out to a steam room.
Yeah. You guys are like chewing the air you're breathing.
Yeah. That's why I say it looks like the Canadian fires here, but it's not. It's just the humidity just that thick. You can actually see it.
Yeah, I cooked yesterday and it was still pretty hot, and I was like soaked. It looked like I got hit with a hose after like 5 minutes.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I haven't even tried to cook outside this weekend. It's like 108 or something today. Just ridiculous.
Ah, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Where are you again?
Central California.
Oh.
We don't have you. Yeah, we don't like this.
It's a dry heat.
On Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday this week, I saw like it says 20% chance of rain, whatever that means. So to me, that's like I'm terrified because it's 99 with at least like 20-something% chance. That means it's going to be so humid I won't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. Well, they say, man, you know, an oven is dry heat too, but it's still pretty hot in there, right?
Yeah. I don't know what kind of heat's better ever. Just none. So, hey, man, tell us how this all started, where the name came from. I mean, obviously, CEO and Quirk, but how did it all kick off and you become this superstar?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a superstar, but I guess it started like maybe 7 or 8 years ago when my wife got me a pit rail cooker for Christmas. And I just kind of got hooked on grilling and barbecue after that. And I started my Instagram page maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I just started posting recipes and stuff. My last name's Quirk, and honestly, the wee bit quirky was because I wanted to cook stuff other than the typical like brisket, ribs, and pork on my smoker. And so I was like, I'm going to bring some other stuff to the table. And then as I got more comfortable with the online community, I started like letting my quirky nature into my videos, and then that took on like a whole new meaning. That wasn't the original intent, but you know, I just started kind of feeling at home on the app and, you know, posting stuff. So I just started mixing my shenanigans with my cooking and kind of went from there.
Funny about that, I watched one interview you did. I don't remember who it was with now, a while ago, but you actually said you're more of like an introvert. Like you don't really, which is funny because you're like out there doing funny skits and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, like you said, you got comfortable and like, all right, now I get to be me.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
My wife is always like, it's crazy because you're doing this stuff in the backyard, but if you were out in front of like actual people, there's no way you do any of that stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's accurate. I wouldn't, you know, but I mean, you know, if I get to know people, I'm, you know, I'm a goof, you know, and I'll just try to make people laugh the whole time. But, you know, if I've just, you know, met you, I'm kind of reserved by nature.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's like I can't do it in front of like 4 people I don't know, but like millions of people on the internet, you know. Yeah, I'll act like a fool. No problem. They're not right there, so
yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I totally
no one
get it,
see
man.
This. No one's gonna see the dancing I'm doing. No
one
one
watches it. No, those numbers, that doesn't mean anything. They're not really watching it.
15, 16,000 people don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's crazy. What you got, Damon?
Oh, so but what's a normal day in Owen's life besides cooking? I mean, what goes on with it?
I'm a physical therapist by day. So you know, my day job is I'm a clinic director and physical therapist at a PT clinic. Okay. So I'm treating outpatient orthopedics. We do aquatics. I'm doing all sorts of PT on rehab on people. And then I've got 3 kids. So, you know, family life is pretty time consuming. So sports and activities and driving them from swim practice to soccer practice to whatever else is going on. I'm pretty much just go.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, I mean, if I have time to cook, I used to have a lot more time, especially like during the pandemic when we weren't doing as much. I was just cooking constantly. You know, I was still going to work, but my kids weren't really doing as much of the activities and stuff. So it was a little easier. But now that they're doing they're all in different sports and stuff, it's time consuming. So, you know, I cook when I can, and I just try to stretch out every cook until I think it's like 7 posts out of this.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But doing it for 4 years, I'm like, I'll just post this hot dog I cooked like 5 years ago. No one's seen this. Whatever.
Yeah. Hey, I've only been doing it a couple years, and sometimes I'm like, oh, thank God I take pictures of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, I didn't even post this one yet. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just scroll through and I forgot I did that. I'll post that one then.
Yep. We do have some reels down here.
Yeah.
We pirated some of your stuff because.
Great. Hey.
Yeah.
I went to ECU, so I'm a pirate by nature. So this is just right in.
Hey.
Pirate away.
So we'll all make sense with this video here as the actual what goes on with Owen here when he does his cooks.
We are in the dog days of summer, folks. It's hot, so let's try a nice summer meal. Swedish meatballs and mashed potatoes. Is that?
But, I mean, that's not light and refreshing. It's
I understand. We already got everything for it, so we're gonna have to make it. Welcome back, folks. Who came up with this idea? It's 100 degrees out, and you're making Swedish meatballs and mashed potatoes in a wood-fired oven? It'll taste good, yeah. All right. All right, let's make the summer classic: Swedish meatballs and mashed potatoes. All right, you're gonna mix all this stuff together and form them into balls of meat. That's what they call them, meatballs, folks. Make them whatever size you want and cook them until they're done. Lightning.
There it is.
Storms are brewing.
Not joking.
Run!
Now it's monsoon.
It's all really happening.
All right, you're gonna make some sauce. Directions below. Swedish meatballs, great in the heat of summer.
Perfect.
Dude, the way you made that is so great. How it's not even fresh and delicious. Like,
Well, it's funny because I had this list of ideas. I keep like this notepad of things I want to make, and it was just last year actually I made that. It's like a repost, and I went and bought everything, and I got home and I went outside. And it's like 95 degrees. And I was like, what were you thinking? Like it was like I pretended like I had some intern I was yelling at, but I was really just mad at myself. Like, this is a stupid cook in the middle of summer. Like, why didn't you pick anything else? So it just kind of, I was on the way home and just, my brain started rolling. I was like, all right, I can go somewhere with this. I was like, I told my daughter, just flip pages. You don't have to do anything. Just flip pages. Then I tell you,
Yeah. Great. I love the skits like that. And it's funny because I think I laugh so much because I've done that to myself several times. Like, I'll be halfway through starting something going, why am I making this when it's so hot?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the fact that I had to get like heavy cream should have been like my initial like light bulb. Like, no, this isn't light and refreshing, you idiot. Like, what are you doing? This is not a good idea. Yeah.
But they were killer though, right?
No, they were amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I would eat them 10 out of 10 times. But
yeah.
In hindsight, maybe a little lighter like meal would have been a better option when it was like 95 degrees out.
That's a heavy day.
It's a heavy dish. It's heavy on a 95 degree day.
Oh yeah, man.
That's when you just eat that one and just go in the air conditioner for the rest of the night.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I slept like a rock, man.
Yeah, there's no more going back outside.
Sweat out 10 pounds and eat some heavy cream Swedish meatballs, and then you're out. Just like sawing logs.
So your Oven Brothers, that's your primary rig?
I mean, I've got a lot of different rigs. So I started with the pit barrel.
Yeah.
And I rolled on that for a long time, and then Oven Brothers reached out, and they're amazing. They sent so I work with them. I got the pizza oven and now the charcoal rotisserie. And I love the Oven Brothers oven. I mean, it's a really cool unit. It's an outside oven, and you get wood fired flavor on anything you cook. I've got a Blackstone that I bought on Facebook Marketplace used for like 100 bones. It had only been used like a couple times. So I use that sometimes. Yeah, it was sweet. I've got a Weber kettle that I throw down on occasionally. And then my Green Mountain Grill pellet smoker. I do that as well. So those are my main, I don't think I left anybody out. Those are my main units that I use.
There you go.
I love those Oven Brothers, man. Those things look so cool.
It's a beast. I love that thing. I mean, I love all their stuff. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I like the way it looks.
It's fun to cook on.
The options.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially when you can throw down like a Swedish meatballs and turn around and the next dish you throwing a pizza in.
It does amazing things on pizza. But I haven't tried it yet. But I mean, I've seen people do like low and slow like barbecue on that thing. I mean, you can do pretty much anything. It's just
I could see that. Yeah,
I can see that.
I mean,
see that.
You just have like coals and kind of keep it to a minimal fire. You can do anything on it.
So I like the whole outdoor oven. I love to be outside. I like cooking outside. When it's hot like this, I'd much rather keep all the heat out of the house.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I use my grills as ovens ish, but the way things are built and the way things flow have a lot to do with things. So those things just look like, and you're always cooking on it. It's always like, man, I need one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to have. I mean, it's versatile and fun.
They
to
got
cook
some
on.
pretty big ones too, Damon. Have you seen the big ones?
Well, I hadn't seen the big ones.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah, they got like two-door
original
big
joint,
ones.
but they've got the bigger one that's like twice that size.
Oof.
Those are pretty badass. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't even know where I'd put anything like that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of maxed out my cooking space. If I get anything else, I'm gonna have to get rid of something right there. So,
Oof.
Yeah, or I'm gonna just have to move out one. I mean, I don't know.
I'll just bust out the fence and expand. You know.
Yeah. I'm just heading to my property, folks. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah.
Manifest destiny. This thing.
Yeah.
Mine now.
Yeah.
I'll give you some ribs. Quiet down. It's mine.
That's right.
Oh man. So hey, so what's a typical like weekday, something like, okay, the regular meal in your guys' house? Like, because everybody always sees the cool stuff, or I mean, we're creators. It's not like we're showing you the grilled cheese we made every day, but what's
That's
like a
right.
regular classic Quirk house dish?
Golly, that's a good question. So the funny thing is, my wife loves to cook. I feel like a lot of times you get a married couple and someone likes to cook, and then someone like, no, they don't cook. Like, she's actually a really good cook, and she does a lot of the weeknight cooking.
Oh, okay.
She has a cookbook addiction, so she has more cookbooks than anyone I know.
Oh
and
my
she
gosh,
cooks,
I bet she has some gems.
She
Yeah, I
does.
gotta say, she probably got some good ones.
So she'll cook a lot of the weeknight meals.
Nice.
We both love Indian food, so she does a lot of these like weeknight Indian dishes
Okay.
that we eat. My kids, that sometimes, I mean, with all this swim practice stuff, it's like, hey, we're gonna do like, typical like quick and easy like random foods.
Sports
I
season.
saw this
It's
trend of
get
like,
in where you can.
are you like an ingredient? Did you grow up in an ingredient household? Have you seen that trend? So like, I grew up in an ingredient household, so we didn't have like ready-made foods a lot of times. Like, so you had like, what can I make with ingredients I have in my house? So that's how we roll. Like, we'll buy a bunch of ingredients, but we don't necessarily have like a bunch of stuff you can just make real quick. Like, it's all kind of like ingredients. So, it's like, tell me you grew up in an ingredient household, and like, I need a snack here. I'm gonna grab like a handful of cheese, and then I'm gonna grab like, some
salami or something.
Of this other random uncooked thing. So like, my kids are really good. They're like, I'm gonna make a tortilla pizza. So they'll like get the little toaster oven out, and they'll put a tortilla down and pizza sauce and cheese, and they'll make their own little tortilla pizza in the toaster oven. So I mean, we do like a lot of quick and easy things during the week. We'll do like 2 or 3 like actual meals where we're actually cooking like Indian or burgers and dogs or whatever it may be, simple stuff. Blackstone, I use the Blackstone if I'm going to cook on the weeknights. Like, that's my go-to weeknight cook because it's propane. You just turn it on. It's easy. I don't have to start charcoal and stuff like that. So we had a lot of leftovers. I made pulled pork yesterday and ribs, and I'll probably be eating that for the first half of the week. So whatever we make, pulled pork quesadillas on, something like that.
Can't beat that.
It's interesting though, like to hear the other, like how Indian, like I love Indian food, but probably not going to be a huge hit in my house.
Right.
But
well, I mean, sometimes like actually all my kids, there's this one Indian dish my wife makes out of this cookbook, and like it's one of there's like a handful of things that like all 3 of my kids and all of us will eat. And that's one of them. Surprisingly,
wow, okay, yeah.
They're all down that Indian dish.
Heck yeah.
But it's hit or miss a lot of times. So sometimes we'll make like, hey, we want to make something we like. Y'all can have cereal. Like, we're gonna make some spicy Indian food. We don't expect you to eat this. It's got like 7 chilies in it. Like, okay, like we're not gonna subject you to that. but we'll make you like something like a grilled cheese, or if you want us to throw like some chicken nugs or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll eat the food we want.
That was
we
a
do that
typical
sometimes.
thing in our house too. Yeah, make something the kids will eat, and then we were making something we want to eat.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I always try to make them. We all eat the same thing, but sometimes, if it's really out of the box, then I'm like, I'm not gonna force you to eat this. Like, it's gonna like burn my mouth. So why am I gonna force you to eat this?
Yeah.
But
yeah. There's no way I could put them through the paces of heat that I put myself through. So I just couldn't.
Right. I couldn't do it either. So
kids, that's what I was saying. Probably couldn't do it.
Shit, I'm out too.
We got a question here from the crowd. Might be a little divisive, but hey, here it is. How often does North and South Carolina Robert, make Chinese food? You guys like Chinese out there?
Yeah.
I
was actually gonna make. Well, it's not Chinese, but yeah, I make Chinese. I was thinking about making some Thai basil this weekend. I didn't get around to it, but I mean, I did all sorts of. There's not a whole lot of food I don't like, honestly. So I'll make all sorts of dishes. Yeah.
So speaking of that, is there any one like food item that is a no-go for you? Me, it's beans. Like refried, and I only eat green beans or jelly beans, or lima beans. So like
jelly beans.
Yeah, it's like that's the one thing like I cannot do. I've tried. Oh, this is this family's recipe forever. I just can't do it.
I mean, there's not a whole lot, honestly.
There's a lot of people I've met who can't even name one.
I mean, I haven't really messed around much with like organ meat. Like liver and stuff like that. But I can't say that I don't like it. I just haven't tried it yet. And I have some hesitation. Like there's some hesitation between like I went in on this, like me and some guys went on this cow, and I've got we had a freezer full of meat, and there was some random cuts in there. Like I've got some tongue and some liver and some other things, and that's like still in the freezer. Like I haven't quite got it out, the brisket and the ribeyes, and that's all gone.
Yeah.
Even the ground beef gone, but there's still like there's some tongue and some liver, just like I'm still in here, help. I don't know if I'm
hey buddy.
Sitting down deep in the bottom down there.
I know you're there. I'll get to you maybe.
I'm real hit and miss with organ meat. Like I still haven't had a liver from any animal that I can't do it. But like I've had chicken gizzards cooked right that I really enjoyed. Goose and duck hearts are good, but I haven't been able to take on one that was like this big yet.
Like a deer heart or something.
It's just interesting though, and organ meat's really, really good for you.
Yeah, just I got swole off of just eating organ meat.
Yeah.
Hey.
But
yeah.
The Liver King.
Yeah, So I agree with part of this for sure, but tongue done right, lengua can be really good. It can be.
But is it more of a mind thing though?
It's a mind thing for me.
To take yourself out and knowing what it is.
So
You ever had escargot?
No.
You know what that is?
No.
Snails.
Yeah,
They're
snails.
snails.
Yeah.
Dude, it's basically like all you're tasting is whatever. So it's like lobster. Like we love butter too. But
I mean, it's funny how we draw these lines though.
It's the thought. Like I'm eating a snail, and
it's all what you're used to in a way.
Yes, exactly. And it kind of has the texture of a rubber balloon in your mouth, like a balloon. So it's like it's not. There's things that are real.
You're really
but
selling
a lot
it.
of it
You're
is
really selling it.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, a lot of it is we didn't grow up with that. We grew up with that being like, oh, that's some weird stuff to eat out of country. Like I ate that stupid Surströmming fish challenge shit, and it's putridly disgusting. And there are people who eat that every freaking day. Like like we're eating beef and pork. And that stuff's something else. But
I ended up buying some ostrich steaks last year, and you cook them,
ostrich
and you
steaks,
and you
Mhm.
cook them like medium, like.
nice.
So in my head, I'm like, this is a bird,
It's not
and
done.
every chicken I've eaten, you
Yeah.
cook like it's gotta be 165. But the
True.
ostrich you don't cook like that. You cook it like it's beef.
All my
And it tastes like beef. Like it's
really.
crazy.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
it's amazing.
Okay, so ostrich has been on my list. You just moved it
You
up.
should try
too.
it. I mean, I was kind of shocked by how good it was because if you would have blindfolded me and made me try the steaks that I cooked, I would have guessed beef or bison, or I wouldn't have guessed any kind of bird. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dang, those are crazy.
But in my head, I had this weird I don't
It's not
know.
quite
This is
done.
it's ostrich. This is a weird
Yeah.
thing to be eating. But it was really, really good. But again, I couldn't quite shake the back of my head. This is a bird, and this is weird.
Mhm.
But my 9-year-old, she literally the amount of times she would go to the store, she's like, "Can we get some ostrich?" I'm like, "No, they don't have ostrich."
Yes.
I told you, they don't have ostrich at the store. They don't sell that at Walmart and Food Lion and Harris Teeter. That's not. They don't
Yeah.
sell that here.
Yeah.
But she's like, "That's my favorite meat. That's my favorite meat." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. There's a ranch in North Carolina that I can get ostrich, but other than that, I'm sorry. You're not having ostrich."
Yeah.
But then I'll cook a ribeye, and she's like, "Oh, this is ostrich." I'm like, "No, this is ribeye. No, it's not
There you
ostrich." She's obsessed with it. She's so obsessed with ostrich. It's crazy.
That's hilarious. So that's crazy that you cook. So, because I cook my duck and geese probably a medium rare to medium. It's still
exactly.
It's still
So it's the
red
same-
in the middle, basically. Yeah. But the first time I opened up a Canadian goose, that thing was more red than most beef they're selling at supermarkets nowadays. It was crazy.
Same thing with ostrich. Yeah, it's the same thing with ostrich.
Really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
And that breast has got to be this big.
Oh yeah, I don't know. They told me what cuts I had, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It was we went to the a farmer's market in my town, and they had this ranch in North Carolina, Misty Farms, I think it's called, Misty Farms Ranch. They had a guy just selling ostrich, and I was like, my wife, I had this weird inside joke about cooking an ostrich. It's been going on, and my wife was like, "You need to buy some ostrich," and I was like, all right. So I bought it, and I wasn't disappointed. I definitely recommend giving it a try.
Yeah, I have actual. This is a real dream of mine. I want to spatchcock one and cook the whole thing.
Yeah, that was kind of the joke, right? Because I had this
okay.
and I had this big turkey that I cooked, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Is that an ostrich?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is an ostrich. Actually, I got an ostrich and I cooked it. I smoked it in my pit barrel, and it was just this weird joke that went on for years, and finally I was at this farmer's market, and they're like, "Hey, you need ostrich?" I'm like, "Actually, I kind of do need ostrich."
I do.
Funny you say that.
Yeah. What you got, Damon?
Hey, so I mean, we could go right here. We can go right here. Tell us about what this is right here. Owen. Tell us what you got going right here.
That's a Sonoran hot dog. Yeah, so my buddy Brad at Chili's and Smoke, we go back a long ways. When I first got on Instagram, he was in this group chat I was in, and he has since blown up, and he's crazy. He's got cookbook, and he's gone on to I think he's been on the Today Show or Good Morning America and stuff.
Mhm.
But he's based out of Arizona. He does some amazing stuff. But he posted a Sonoran hot dog, and I'd never heard of it. I was like, "What is that?" That was years ago, and then I just had it in the back of my head, I'm gonna make one of those one day. And Finally, it was just like, all right, I'm gonna make them this weekend. So a few weekends ago, you just wrap a hot dog and bacon, grill it, and then the toppings are. You won't like this, man. Pinto
I
beans,
won't at all.
pinto beans, yeah. Pinto beans or refried beans. I've seen a couple variations, but you haven't had my beans, man. It's
See, that's what everybody says.
Yeah, but you haven't had my beans.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that.
Although that pork butt you did, and then you took it off your pit barrel and moved it to the Dutch oven over the fire, made that chili. That did look money.
Yeah, that was a camping cook. Yeah, that was a good cook. Yeah, that was another cook where I was like, I didn't think it was gonna be that hot out. So we were camping out like by this lake, and I was like, we planned the meals ahead of time. So I'm like, hey, chili's a good meal, you know. And like North Carolina, you never know what the heck you're gonna get because we booked this thing months in advance. Yeah. And it's like 87 degrees. I'm like, chili was a bad choice.
Yeah, but, standing over.
Yeah, we're like sweating. There's no AC. Yeah. We're gonna go to the tent later. And I'm like, it's chili. Yeah, it's a good idea.
You're like, it is hella good, but damn,
it's tasty. I'm like sweating profusely.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's the Norton hot dog. It's got beans, avocado, pico de gallo, and it's a hot dog wrapped in bacon, and a little bit of mayo. And it was really good. I mean, my wife and I split. Like I took half and she took half because it's a pretty rich, like salty beast to be eating. Like downing a whole hot dog. I mean, I could do it, but you know, the cardiologist probably wouldn't be too stoked about it. But you know, it was good.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy because we had just had an episode where they talked about a bunch of ballpark dogs that different ballparks make, and that was one of them. There's a professional ballpark that's like their signature, famous is the Sonoran hot dog, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of it. Then I was like, dude, Owen's made one of these. No way.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what was it out in like California or Arizona? The Diamondbacks, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be Texas West, whatever it was. I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Yeah,
it had to be the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean it was a fun cook. I was cooking a brisket, and while that was cooking, I was making the hot dogs. And it was raining. This was like 3 weeks ago, and it rained for like 3 days straight. I set up this canopy tent. It was like humid as all get out, and I was just like sitting under that tent, the canopy tent, like with my smoker going, and then I was grilling hot dogs and making content. It's like, this is the life, man.
Just shout out people to what we go through for your entertainment. You know?
I know, right? Yeah, you saw me running through that thunderstorm, making sweet meatballs like some kind of moron.
Yeah, and that was actually Arizona. So yeah, it was actually Arizona.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about these ones, man.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so that was like a random, like I didn't think anything was gonna. God, that was like a quick. Good. That was a weeknight cook. So that was I had some thin cut pork chops, I think, and I pounded them out a little bit, added some breading, fried them up in the pan, and then added like a mustard cream sauce on top, if I remember correctly.
That's what got me was that.
Man, I was not expecting it to be as amazing as it was, because it was like I got home from work, I didn't have a plan, and it just kind of like, let's see what I've got in my fridge type of deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just throw something together, and it came out. I would make those over and over again.
Yeah, I saw those, and I'm like, that's it, dude. I'm doing some sort of like pork cutlet, thin cut chop, something like that. And when I read the little description that said mustard cream sauce, can you tell me about the sauce at all? Do you remember? I must know. If not, I get it. Trust me, I totally get it. That's why I started writing stuff down.
I mean, I'm sure so, you know, going back to growing up, like my mom used to throw down a lot of like cream sauces, and so a lot of times there's like if I'm cooking just like winging it, I go back to like how much butter and cream can I add to something, because that's what my mom did a lot of times growing up, which is why I'm not.
You really can't mess up with cream and butter.
No. So I'm assuming it's got butter, cream. I think I added some Dijon mustard and some whole grain mustard, garlic, parsley, probably some. Did I say garlic? Probably garlic.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, one of my hardest things was like I don't measure when I cook a lot, and so like I'll post something and someone's like, "What did you put in? What's the recipe?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know." Or they'll say like, "What's the time and temp on those?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Like 2 beers, flip it, and then chuck it again, and then what temperature was." I was like, "I don't know. Like I could hold my hand over it, kind of, sort of." Like
same.
Like I kind of cook totally just based on feel, which is hard to translate. So I've tried to write down like recipes, but like weeknight cooks like that was like I'm gonna take a quick picture because this came out better than I thought. I don't know if I could. Yeah, I might have notes. I'll look for you, man. I'll look and see if I've got notes on my phone. Maybe I've got some notes. I'll tell you.
I mean, if you do, it's cool. That one, I looked at that and I was like, damn, dude, I want that now.
Yeah. That was one of the meals that all my kids ate. That is a.
Can you read that?
Can you see that, Owen?
Dirty Jersey, man. Love you, buddy.
He says, for real, Quirk is one of the guys that really helped me get going on here. Awesome fellow, even better dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we love Dirty around here too.
Yeah, I remember what I was saying now.
Yeah, we were still going on about the cream sauce, I think, but
it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was one of the meals that all my kids ate. That's like a sign of a winning cook. If my whole family, like my wife and I, we like everything, but if my kids eat everything and I love it, then that's job well done. Like this is all worth it.
It's like Tom Hanks. I have made fire.
That's right.
I have done it. It's a win when the kids like it, dude. Especially when they're young, because it's a battle. Because all they want is crap, and more crap. And you're like, I have to get some sort of nutrition in you.
This isn't on the list of 3 things I eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, let me check. Nope.
Yeah. Pizza, nuggets, noodle. Nope. Nowhere in here.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Damon, what we got next?
Hey, so Owen, trying to transition a little bit. You've linked up with great Jeffrey with Attaboy.
Yeah.
For a couple of like true barbecue competitions.
Sure did.
Tell us about them. How's it different from the comp world than it is in your backyard world?
Yeah, comp is like a whole different ballgame, man. So it all kind of started. There was a barbecue competition in my hometown, Fuquay Arena. What? So they were shout out. And my neighbor, he was like involved in the planning, and he was like, "Dude, you need to compete in this because your barbecue is you need to do it." And I was like, "I've never done comp barbecue, man. I don't know what I'm doing." Like, and then I looked at the details, and it was like you need to cook 10-pound pork shoulders or 100-pound hog. And I was like, I don't have a single rig in my arsenal that can do that. Like, I can't do it, man. He's like, what if can we borrow a bunch of smokers and like all set up? I'm like, I can't roll in there and like fire up smokers I've never used before and like make this work. Like, that's not how it does. I can't do that
for my first comp.
Yeah, my first comp. Hey, what's this? Where's the on button? I don't even know how to. So I was chatting with my buddy Jeffrey, and he was like, "Dude, I'll drive up from South Carolina with my rig. We can cook that much, and we'll use your recipes, and I'll help you run my rig, and we'll do it as a team. And I was like, all right, man, you sure? And he's like, yep. So he came up, and we threw down. I think I did like 12. We did 12 pork shoulders because I want to make sure if we had a little extra, because there's a people's choice with this comp, and then like the judges. And I heard like the one way to lose people's choice is to run out of barbecue, because people pay for tickets and you get like samples. So I was like, yeah, we're not going to be the guys that say, sorry, we don't have any more barbecue left. Oof, so we cooked extra. It was a wild thing, because we had, it was last like September, October, I think. And tropical storm came through. Oof. And it was like downpouring and like brutal wind all the night. Oof. It was the worst weather you could possibly ask for. We actually were setting up, we had 2 canopies, right? So we're setting one up, and we literally like extended the legs, and I was like, hey, get the weights for the canopy. And before I could say canopy, the wind just came, and it just like just took it, and like it was like 2 counties over. Like we lost the canopy. Like shit. All right, that's gone. We got 1 canopy night, fellas. Let's cuddle up.
Yeah, holy shit.
We cooked. We ended up getting first people's choice and third from the judges, and that was our first ever. That was my first comp. He's been doing it a little bit. I relied a lot on him on like the judges' cuts, because I still don't know how to like prep a pork butt for judges. It's like a whole trimming job you do. Like it's a whole different ball game. I'm like, yeah, you can handle that. And he tried to teach me a little bit, and I was trying to listen, but I'm not a good listener. So I tried to learn, but yeah, it was a fun time. Then we did one down in South Carolina, and I met this fine fellow Damon over here. And we did another comp in, I don't remember the name of the town, but it was kind of outside Florence area.
Oh, you talking about the one? Oh, Sumter.
Sumter, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sumter. We didn't fare as well on that one. Ups and downs.
Yeah, that
was a rough go, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. See, I feel like I would love comps for the hanging out with the other grillers and a team or whatever, getting drunk and cooking barbecue all night. But then
that was what got us on the second comp, I think.
Was you hung out too much?
I think. I was taking a nap. It was my nap time. Like we took shifts. Mm-hmm. So I was sleeping, and I woke up, and like Jeffrey was, I don't know where he was. But the smoker was. We got behind schedule. Let's just say that. And we spent too much time on like the wing preliminary. There's a wing preliminary, and we were like really into that wing thing. And mistakes were made, but hey, we had fun.
Yeah. That's what I get. That's what really matters.
I'm proud of the pork we pulled out. We put out there. I think the judges got the raw end of the deal, because you have to turn in judges at like 9. I think it was 9 a.m. and we really needed more time. We needed a little extra time. Yeah, really early. So we turned in the judges, and then like we picked the 2 most tender butts we had, but I think we needed more time. And then the people that come to the comp, they start eating at like 11 or 12.
Oh,
so we had more time. Yeah, so like we've had more time, and like we had tons of positive. Everyone was like, "Dude, you're the best barbecue here." I'm like, "Awesome, that's good to hear." I think the judges didn't get our best work, but that's how it works. It's timing. Timing is hard on those things.
Oh yeah, like I'm just now starting to get like decent at like. I used to be really bad being like, yeah, it'll be done at this time. And then like an hour or 2 later, because I didn't know how to anticipate stalls or this or that, and then fudge my way through them if I needed to speed them up as much as I do now,
Yeah.
And even with regular cooking, I'm like, oh, this should take me 30 minutes. No, because I had 20 minutes of prep before I even started or whatever, Getting a lot better at that.
I'm still bad about that. Like,
Oh yeah.
on Saturday, like, I was like, I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna have this pork on by 6. That pork was on until 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I have these ribs on by 10 noon. Those ribs hit the smoker.
Yep.
You know, it's like, I don't know. Like, I've never been good about timing. People are like, how much time did it take? I'm like, I don't know. How long they were on there? What temperature was it?
It was doing.
Yeah. I have a good buddy who he bought a smoker, and he's always asking me, like I'm his guru, I guess. And so he'll call and ask me, he'll be like, I don't want to hear that BS about I don't know what time it was or I don't know the temp. And I go, Bobby, dude, I don't. I literally put it on. I have thermometers, but most of the time it's just like, oh yeah, it's tender, cool.
Yeah. You know what I've done? Like, what I do now is people ask me, what time? I go back. I take so many stupid pictures and videos. They all have timestamps. So I'll go back and I'm like, oh, apparently I put it on at 12:30, and then I wrapped it here. Okay, there's a video of that. That was at this time, and then I pulled it here. So that's how I do it now, because in the moment I'm just cooking. Like, I'm not keeping track of time.
I can't believe
some people are like writing down journals. They're like, oh, July 3rd. I tried. This on at night. I'm like, I'm not like that.
I tried because I was like, man, I want it, because there was a couple things I just like I wouldn't pull off as well. I'm like, I should be able to cook this a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know where I heard it or read it. Someone was like, oh, keep a barbecue journal, that way you know what you did that time, blah blah blah, because I don't remember. And dude, there's like there's probably like 2 half recipes written out, and then like 2 like quarter, and then nothing else.
Yeah.
All the rest of it is just notes I have now, like away from like, oh, I should do this, like, oh, if I, a sauce idea or whatever. It's I can't keep a journal
my
on
notes
cooking.
are mostly like songs that I want to use in reels, like, or just random ideas, like. Yeah, you should do this song, and then you should do this. That'd be hilarious. Note.
There you go.
I do agree with that right there. Passionate cooks just
That's
cook.
right.
Yeah. I agree with that statement. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, my mom was the same way. She doesn't measure anything. So, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of grew up cooking that way, I guess.
Is that some of the big inspiration for why you love to cook? Is mom and cooking at home, or
yeah?
Where do you think your passion comes from?
I mean, I think that's part of it. She was always a really good cook. I'm one of 4, and 2 to 3 of us cook, and some of us don't. And I don't know if it's just I love food. I think that's just how I'm wired, and so like I've got a brother that I think eats purely because if he doesn't, he wouldn't keep living. So he eats purely because it's like, oh, I better eat something. And I remember growing up, my older brother would be like, oh, I forgot to eat lunch. I'm like, that's never happened to me. Like, I've never forgotten a meal. Like, I will never forget a meal. Like,
I skip breakfast. I'm not a breakfast guy usually, unless I wake up on like a weekend and cook something good.
That's right.
But yeah, same. Like,
I'm a breakfast. I can't not eat breakfast, even if it's something like I get up. I gotta be work by 7 a.m. for my job a few days a week. I get up at 5, and like I still eat breakfast before I leave the house because I can't not. It's such
a good habit. It's such a good habit.
I mean, I'd like to say that I'm like, it's a good habit, but I feel nauseous if I don't eat.
Oh,
yeah, I'm like, I didn't eat. Like, I don't feel so good.
Like, if I don't, like, when it goes to breakfast, for me, like, I start feeling nauseous thinking about eating because my body's just like, you're not putting food in us right now. I'm like, all right, whatever.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
I guess. I'm still chubby, so it's not doing anything great for me. What's your favorite protein and or cut of that protein to cook, you think?
Gosh, that's a loaded. I don't know.
Hey, Carmack.
What's my favorite protein? I'm just gonna go with what got me into barbecue is pulled pork.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say that's my favorite protein and my favorite cut, but I spent a lot of years down at
Or what's your
ECU.
favorite one to cook? What's like if you have the time, you have all the cuts are at the store. You have Iron Chef's Protein Kitchen. You can walk in, grab whatever you want. What's it gonna be? Without all like the fancy, A5 Wagyus, of course, that we all dream about.
I've never had Wagyu. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. Me either.
It's outside of my price range, I think maybe. I mean, I think a good ribeye is hard to beat.
Yeah.
But I'd love to make like some kind of like Indian curry, like something with like some good spice. Chicken wings. I love to cook chicken wings. I know it sounds like why would you do that, but chicken wings will take on any flavor you want.
Yes.
They're so versatile.
We're big fans of the wings around here.
Yeah, I love wings. Wings are so good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time. My favorite thing to cook is something that I haven't cooked before. Like, that's my favorite thing.
Ooh, love that. Yeah, I like that.
People always like, I just cook different stuff all the time. Like, sometimes I don't, like, oh, you made that? What's your recipe? I'm like, I don't know. I made it once, like, years ago. And
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was really good, but I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, like new foods excite me.
Yeah, that's one thing that's led me off on this trip with like fermenting and gardening and stuff. Just finding new ways to ingest delicious food, and like that's really the goal. Is like because I want to ingest good food, like I want to eat it. So
right,
I think that's probably what truly makes a foodie at heart. Like no matter what you cook, or whatever, it's got to be that passion to eat it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I'll cook like all day long, and I'll have like a few bites of what I cook, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I taste it, and I'm like,
I can't even eat straight after cooking most of the time. Like it's like a 30 minutes or so. I gotta like a transition from coming home to work to normal life. Like, okay, I'm out of cooking zone. Now I got to get into eating zone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's true. Yeah. Like I'll cook all day, and then like I'll serve food to the family or whoever's over. And then, you know, I taste it a lot to make sure that I'm okay with what I'm serving. But after that, I'm like, all right, I'll have a few bites, but I don't eat that much.
Or you mess around and got some grill snacks on at the same time. That's, I mean,
well,
like if you got ribs or whatever, you got the tips up there. I mean, you can grab tips while you grill.
Few beers and
beers and everything else.
Oh, what you got, Damon?
So with new recipes, we seen you drop one, Owen, the other day. A summertime is that you call it too. I've never seen pasta cooked like this. You're gonna have to walk us through it because we got to mute the music. Because you two don't like us for that. But walk us through this one right here.
This was like something I saw on the Food Network, and I was like, that looks pretty cool. And so, so you just like roast eggplant, and then you get some. So my wife gardens a lot, so we've got a lot of veggies. So tomatoes and garlic. You roast those with the eggplant, and then you take the flesh out of the roasted garlic, and then you add some ricotta cheese. Mix that together, and then when you boil the pasta, you boil it with water and lemon, so it has like kind of like a lemon taste to it, and then you add your tomatoes and garlic and lemon zest, parsley, red pepper flake, and then some pasta water to kind of thin it out, and it's like a creamy, amazing, like refreshing summer pasta dish. I was kind of, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I was like, I've never seen anything like this before, so I wanted to cook it. And I definitely would make it again. It was pretty tasty.
You serve it hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot.
I'm sure you could serve it cold.
Most pastas you can eat cold, but I
you could down that cold for sure. I know I served it hot, and then like I came down like 2 hours later to the fridge and like took a few bites of the cold pasta too, because like you said, I wasn't eating that much because I cooked, and then I came down later like I'm kind of hungry now and eat some cold pasta.
Yeah, exactly like what we were talking about. I'm full from cooking. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I've never really messed with eggplant, but that looked holy
That's
crap!
what I
I'm
say.
sweating in here.
Yeah.
Uh, it's hot. It's hot out here, guys.
Oh, you're out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the
I'm
garage.
outside too, and I was like, this might have been a mistake, but
Well, we're all outside then.
oh, you're outside too.
Hey, I'm in
Yeah.
the garage.
Y'all have like the fancy backdrop that makes me think you're in some like studio, but I'm.
Nope. It'd be like where you are, just with a cool flag behind it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. I'll have to get a flag made so I can be fancy.
do you have stickers or stuff like that of your logo?
Yeah. I got
okay.
stickers.
I'll
Yeah.
hit you up.
Yeah.
Where?
What I usually do is like I tell you I'm gonna send them, and then I just like never do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that seems.
Did I ever
That's
send
what I
you
say,
one,
that's-
David? Did you get one?
Yeah, I finally. Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the smoke shack.
I'm really
It's
bad
the-
about sending stickers.
It's the same way here. I know
Hmm.
that I was supposed to send a few out recently. I'm pretty sure that. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah,
That's
if you're watching and you, I told you I'd send you a sticker like a year or two ago, hit me up in the DMs and I'll pretend I'm going to send you a sticker again.
Yeah, I will.
I really do it this time. I really do it this time.
I'll try my best. That's all I say. I'll try my best.
You know,
Oh gosh.
So,
I think we
What-
lost. Nope.
Me?
Maybe. Yeah, you.
you can't hear me.
I can hear you. We can't. Are you coming back now? Just give you a second.
No way. Get out of here.
You for it's cool.
man, what kind of host are you?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
The Cali heat done got to the internet too.
Probably,
That's
bro.
right.
I'm melting over here. We got that one we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. So
We got another skit video for you.
yeah,
guys.
we got another one.
Nice.
The one we had to bring up. The one that you worked your hardest on.
Oh, I don't even know what this one is. Let's see.
All right, that's a surprise for you. Again, it's gonna be muted, so
All right. Yeah, this is one of those ideas that came to me on my drive to work. That's where a lot of my ideas come from.
So awesome.
so you turn the meter into a blow dart.
Yeah. I don't know why I decided to do that, but
Can we talk about that shot though? That was an epic shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect. It was perfect.
So the way I did that, my buddy Neens, I had this idea, but I didn't know how to execute it, and he told me this was his idea that I got the shot of me blowing the dart, and then I put the probe in the meat, and then I tied fishing line to it, and then I yanked it out, and then I played that in reverse.
Mm.
So that's how it looks like it's going into the meat, but it actually was getting yanked out of the meat. So that's kind of how I managed that. But that wasn't my idea.
Yeah, I remember.
That was Neen's. He came up with that idea.
Genius.
Yeah, it was a smart thing. I had this idea and it was rolling around my head for like months, and I was like, I don't even know how to actually blow dart a probe into a piece of meat.
I would have known how to put that together myself.
Yeah, but he came up with it, and I managed to do it in my yard. I wonder what my neighbors think of me sometimes, back there with.
I wonder that same thing. Like, there's sometimes if you're just standing on the other side of the fence and you don't know that I have like a camera,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just like.
Who are you talking to?
Schizophrenic barbecue guy over here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll walk out sometimes and go, oh my gosh, like I'm talking to someone or tooting my own horn. How good it smells, whatever. I'm just lunatic half the time. Or something not going right, then for sure sound like a madman.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll sit there and I'll have to redo. If I have to redo like a audio part or something like that, I'll look around and be like, okay, nobody's out. I'll do it again. I'm like, God dang it, I messed it up again. I'm looking around. I say, okay, I'm the same way.
Yeah, we're kind of spread out over here, so I'm hoping my neighbors don't get most of it. But they get a lot of barbecue delivered and treats. So
Hey, that ain't nothing wrong with that.
Whatever you got to do.
Keep them happy, man.
Most of them follow me anyway, so they're aware of my shenanigans.
There we go.
But what happens then if they follow you? Then a week after you post a video, they're like, "Hey, can you give me some of that barbecue you just made?" Be like, "Oh no, that was like last week when I done that."
Yeah, that's
It's gone.
Like, oh yeah, it's long gone.
I'll post something. I'll post something and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, you're making that right now? You're not at work?" I'm like, "No, bro, I'm at work.
Yeah,
I was just a while ago."
that's right.
Yeah, and like I'll post a lot of like reposts. So like, I got people like, "How do you eat that much food?" I'm like,
"Yeah,
I didn't cook. I haven't cooked in 2 weeks. I'm just posting old content."
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, someone asked me, they're like, "How much pulled pork do you guys have left over?" I'm like, "Dude, no, it doesn't work like that."
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I got some in the freezer, but
I probably do have some in the freezer, but I did a pork butt not that long ago, so it's not like I cook pork butts every week or ribs every week or you couldn't eat like that, or I couldn't eat like that.
I couldn't.
No, I wouldn't fit out the door if I ate as much as I could.
Yeah. I would like to say I could eat beef ribs every day because they're that delicious, but there's no way. I can barely eat.
Absolutely not.
I can barely finish a whole beef rib. It's so rich.
That's right.
So
and that's what everybody looks. They'd be like, "Oh, you got 4 bones. You killed him." No, one was enough. I could have shared 3. I could have shared 3.
Yeah. So do you? I've seen, but I saw recently. I think it was more recently. A loaf of bread you made on your oven. Do you do a lot of baking and other types of stuff on that, like desserts or anything?
I mean, I dabble in desserts and baking, but I'm not like. My wife actually is a really good baker. She kind of handles most of the baking in the household.
Nice.
But I've,
shout out Mrs. Quirk.
One of the things I make a lot of. So my middle child was born on Pi Day, 3/14.
Okay.
And so when my wife was in labor, she's like, "I'm giving birth on Pi Day. You should have to make me a pie every year for me having to have, going through labor on this day." And when your wife's in labor, you really just have to say yes to whatever they say.
That's right.
So, like, sure thing. Yep, I'll make you a pie every year. So she's 9, so every year on Pie Day, I make a pie for my wife. So I'm 9 pies in. I do a different pie every year. I try to make the crust homemade every year. I dabble in bread making. I've tried to master my mom's Irish soda bread.
That was what it was. That's the one I saw, the soda bread. Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom, that's another one that she gave me the recipe, but she doesn't measure anything. So, I just tweak it until I think I'm close, and I think I've gotten pretty close. But she doesn't measure, so I mean, she's doing the best she can. But
and she's made it for how long now?
How long has she made it?
Yeah, it's muscle memory for her now. Yeah. It's not even.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't even measure. She just dumps, and then when it's the right consistency, and it's that's it. So, I've tried to kind of make it every year, a few times every year to try to figure it out, and I've come close, but it's hard to nail it on the head.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to go about deconstructing a recipe. I mean, it's your mom. You have access to the information, but like,
she gave me like measurements.
Yeah,
but I know she didn't measure it. It was kind of like a guesstimation. So I've got like some
the blueprint ish.
I'm like, there's no way you only added this much butter. I'm doubling that.
No way.
Okay.
Can't have too much butter.
That's right.
What's that last video we got, Damon?
Hey, I mean, he's on his sweet kick, so we're gonna talk about this sweet kick right here.
Ooh. Oh.
Phenomenal.
this stupid video.
This
He
stupid.
said this stupid.
So listen, this was like an afterthought. Like
Oh, that looks
I was
like
like,
a good
hey,
idea.
pineapple upside down pancakes. That'd be a good idea. So I made them. I wasn't even gonna post this because I wasn't thrilled with how they came out.
Really?
That syrup I didn't reduce enough. But it was this was a weeknight cook. This was like, all right, I don't have any more time to reduce this syrup. I'm just pouring it on there. I'm gonna post it, whatever. It's a post. And this stupid thing was the most viewed video I've ever posted in my damn life. And the number there's two common comments that I get on that video. Number one is booby pancakes because everyone says they look like boobies. Number two is, what kind of syrup is that? That's watery as hell. You're right. I didn't reduce it enough. I wasn't expecting like 5 million people to see this stupid video. It was a weeknight cook. My kids were hungry. I just, you know what? I'm pouring it on there. I'm just doing it. And then it went bonkers. I don't understand why, but I'll spend like all this time crafting this amazing recipe and like filming it, and like 2 people see it, and then I film this like on a weeknight, like not thinking anything of it. Pick
Half
some
the world
stupid,
sees it.
yeah, some stupid Conway Twitty song. Let's throw Conway Twitty on there, and 5 million people see it, and mostly people are like, hey, those look like boobs, you know.
That's
all
right.
I'll take it. You know?
10-4, buddy.
Whatever works.
My kids didn't eat them. I made like a batch of pancakes that were normal pancakes, and they ate those. And my wife and I ate the pineapple upside down pancakes, and you know, but whatever.
They look good, man, for sure.
They were good.
I'm into them.
I would recommend them.
I think pineapple belongs on pizza, but in a pancake, I think you're onto something.
Right.
To me, that seems.
Why would you put pineapple on pancakes? They don't go on pizza or pancakes. I'm like, those are 2 different things.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's like apples and oranges.
Yeah, I mean, they're
a pancake has cake in the name. It's pineapple upside cake, and it's a pancake. Quit being an idiot. Close enough, man.
You always get those keyboard warriors, dude.
That's how you know if a post is doing well.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a post that's going viral, then a bunch of idiots come out of the woodworks and just try to like,
they're like, oh,
it's not gonna pancakes.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't clean his grill. Oh, look, he used that spatula. You're like, really? What the?
Yeah. No, they ain't never boiled water in their whole life and want to tell you how to cook something.
That's right.
It's just funny the things that they'll pick out too. Like this one guy, he was all, oh, you know what I pressed some steaks down, and he goes, oh, you just wiped your whole sweatshirt in that last steak, and like. Clearly, I fucking did not. No. Like, my sweatshirt was nowhere near it, but it's like, dude, like, say something. No, I just don't know. It's crazy to me. I don't know. I always try and say something back. I'm like, oh, well, sorry, I thought that one had just a little bit too much. I was trying to get it in one, you know. But they tell me like, you need to clean your grill because my Weber grates were a little, you know.
Yeah.
Seasoned. Yeah. And I go, is that not? Oh, someone told me you have to leave all that on for flavor. Is this not so? I just try and make them feel, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Somebody's like, that's the worst song ever. I hate Elvis. I'm like, what? That's not Elvis. And I don't care what song you like. This isn't your channel, man.
I haven't gotten you that bad yet.
Yeah, watch my videos on mute then if you.
Elvis Conway Twitty, not Elvis.
Not even close. But
two different errors.
10-4. Won't make that mistake again, there, bud.
So you should have doubled down in the next video. You should have put an Elvis song to it.
Yeah, I should tag him.
Damn, I don't want to listen to no Conway Twitty.
No pineapple. Are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yes. All right, sweet.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna hate on people that do it, but it's not for me.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't. Yeah, my wife loves it. I just don't
Yeah.
understand why.
Some people,
I just
some people
don't
like
understand why.
you put a pineapple on the pizza and they want you like beheaded. Like,
Yeah, whatever.
like, hey, whoa,
Anyway.
pump the brakes. It's
Yeah, I
like,
don't think we should go quite that far for punishment.
Jeff
on that.
Bro!
Yeah, life. He gets
Life in
life.
prison! It's pizza, man. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, right. Like, there's.
It's not that
I
serious.
think of those people. I think about. I mean, you could go to a barbecue comp. They do those Bloody Mary cups, and it's like 15 different foods stacked on top of this cup. You guys seen those?
Mm-mm.
No way, dude.
I probably have, but I'm not picturing the one you're talking
At
about.
barbecue comps, it'll be a Bloody Mary competition, and it'll be a
Oh,
cup.
okay. Well, you
Bloody
broke
Mary,
up, so I
but then
missed the
it'll be
whole
like,
Bloody
oh,
Mary
yeah.
part.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like a 7-course meal on top of
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
What the is that, dude?
Yeah.
Like 2 whole lobsters on there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're ready to kill someone for pineapple on a pizza. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like,
You couldn't even fit anything more in your body by the time you got to that drink to even taste the Bloody Mary, which is what the competition is about.
you know what I'm gonna do? This just gave me an idea. I'm gonna make a Bloody Mary and just like lay a whole brisket over the top of the cup, and just like and then like put a skewer through it with a
practicing
brisket,
Mary comp.
brisket, like a whole rack of ribs, and then just keep going up from there.
There you go.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Some of the ones I've seen. Well, hey, we usually try and keep it right around this time, but before we get out of here, tell everybody where they can find you, man, and what you got going on.
Yeah, so I'm a wee bit quirky barbecue, a wee bit quirky BBQ. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I have a YouTube, but I don't really do a whole lot on there. I need to get back to it, but Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
There you go.
Right on.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. You, what's the next move? We know you're starting to dabble in comps. Are you got any big plans for the rest of the year or next year coming up for the channel?
No, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to do any comps unless somebody else asks me to help. I know my buddy Jeffrey at Attaboy Barbecue said he wants to defend our title of People's Choice at this next year in the Fuquay comp. So I'll roll up in there, and I'll try to defend our number 1 on People's Choice. But as far as like plans go, I just want to cook and have fun, and people are like, "What are you cooking like this month?" I'm like, "I don't even know I'm cooking tomorrow." I don't
straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I cook for family, I cook for friends, and I film it. And if I have an idea, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try that. But I don't have a whole lot of like, what's your 5-year plan? I don't know. Like, I don't know one day plan. This is a hobby. This is a fun gig I do on the side, and that's my main thing.
Nice.
Keep it fun. Right. Keep it fun.
That's what I say. Keep it fun, man.
Absolutely. That's why I have people are like, you should start catering or doing it. And like, then it becomes a chore and a job. And I just cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah, it's not.
I still get worried cooking for like family because I'm a weirdo. But I'm like, oh man, I hope they like my food.
Yeah.
Let alone cooking for like a catering gig.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're having dinner at 6. Can you cater it? I'm like, I don't know. I can't get dinner on the table for my family within like 3 hours of when I said. I don't need that kind of. I don't want to be that pressure cooker.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
Damon, what do you got? What do you got?
No, man. He wrapped it up pretty good. I was gonna say, man, I appreciate you finally showing up.
You had me worried was it past a few days ago?
Yeah.
You were like, "You ready? You ready to join the live?" And I was like, "Oh crap!" Because I thought I had to do it and forgot.
You thought it was the same night.
I thought it was like that night, and I like said, "Sure, I'll do it on this night." And then put it on my calendar, and I was like, "Crap!" I was freaking out. I was like, "No, man, when do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Oh." I thought I had totally jacked that up, but yeah, no. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate you coming on. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember, like, share, follow, go follow. Dang it, I almost had it. Owen. Definitely go support Owen.
Yep.
You will not be disappointed. Fantastic cooks
Nah.
and lots of cool comedy and skits, man. It's a fun,
Thank you.
different page.
Yeah, what you've
don't-
seen tonight is just Owen here is just a tip of the iceberg of what he's got.
Oh
to
yeah.
offer.
Don't forget Dudes After Dark on Friday. I don't remember who the guest is.
No, I can't remember either.
I'm
We're
not
bad
sure
about-
who we have
We're
on
bad
next.
about that.
I'm not sure who we have on next Sunday either right now. So, hey,
Yeah, welcome to the Dude Network.
I'll come back if I have to. I'll
Yeah,
come back
only
if I have to.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and hey, everybody have a safe, fun holiday. Happy 4th of July.
Yep.
Happy 4th, everybody.